Truck driver crushed to death by logs from own truck. When your time is up, that's it, no matter how unfair that may seem. Such was the case on the morning of March 23rd, when a truck driver was crushed to death at a plywood factory in Malaysia. The extremely unlucky man, 56-year-old Azman Aziz, was delivering logs to the factory. According to his supervisor, Aziz was unloading logs from his truck. It seems like death was waiting for him that day, because the logs tipped the wrong way and fell right on top of him, crushing his body and head. He died instantly. Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or was he? Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. High-risk jobs.
Oh my God, the sky is falling. Man pierced by metal bar. On Tuesday, a construction worker in New Taipei City was injured by a piece of falling scaffolding. The man, identified by his surname Wu, was working on the first floor of a partially constructed building when a 2-meter scaffolding pole fell off the 13th floor and struck him in the face. The end of the metal bar entered Mr. Wu's right cheek and exited out of the bottom of his chin, skewering his face like a shish kebab. Poor guy. Mr. Wu was rushed to the hospital where the 2-meter bar was removed. Doctors say he is recovering, but may need some follow-up cosmetic surgery. You think?
Tree trimmer loses limb in gruesome wood chipper mishap. A bloody accident on this street in Gainesville, Florida has left one unlucky gardener minus an arm after he was pulled into a wood chipper. 60-year-old tree trimmer Roberto Serrano was at work just before 10:30 a.m. on Monday morning. While feeding cuttings into the wood chipper, his right hand became stuck in a branch and he was pulled into the machine. Serrano failed to react fast enough and the chipper's teeth tore into his flesh inch by inch. By the time he managed to free himself, his limb had been shredded to the elbow. An ambulance that happened to be in the area was alerted to the 911 call and responded to the emergency. A sheriff's deputy was also on the scene within 5 minutes to apply a tourniquet to stop Serrano's bleeding. Wood chippers are no joke. Don't let the same thing happen to you. Be forewarned and keep your forearms.
A man has died after he fell into an Oregon meat processing plant on Saturday night. 41-year-old cleaner Hugo Avalos Channon was at work shortly before midnight at Interstate Meat Distributors in Clackamas County. He and other employees of DCS Sanitation Management were cleaning the plant's equipment. It's believed Channon climbed onto a running meat blender before he slipped and fell in. Why he attempted to work while the machine was still running is unclear. Workmates heard the accident and raced to hit the emergency stop button in the hope of saving his life, but they were too late. Channon died almost instantly. The fire department was called at 11:45 p.m. to attend an obvious death incident, meaning there was no way the man could have survived his injuries. The facility has been the site of other accidents and violations, including a 2005 incident in which an employee lost a finger.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Air India technician dies after being sucked into engine. An Air India service engineer was killed when he was sucked into the engine of an aircraft at Mumbai Airport on Wednesday night. Air India Flight 619 en route to Hyderabad from Mumbai was being pushed back from the parking bay before takeoff. At around 8:40 p.m., an eyewitness said it appeared the co-pilot mistook a signal as clearance for departure and started the engine. A service engineer who was standing nearby and supervising the pullback was pulled into the engine and died instantly. The technician, identified as Ravi Subramanian, was in his 50s. His job included disconnecting the pushcart from the aircraft before it moves towards the runway. Sources said the A319 aircraft's auxiliary power unit was not working. Without the APU system, one of the engines must be started with an external power source before the pushback. Once the aircraft is pushed back, the live engine has to be revved up for the other engine to start. Air India Chairman Ashwani Lohani described the accident as a mishap, but it's not yet clear what happened. The incident is under investigation.